Hey, and welcome to Dr. G Speaks. I am Dr. Kristen Guillory, and I am so very excited to help you experience a life of freedom, faith, and fun you may not even realize is possible. Listen, I know you feel held back, I know you feel stuck, and I know you are hiding. As a coach and the author of Look, Stop Hiding, How to Find Your Voice and Never Dim Your Light Again, you will get to listen to some amazing stories, receive some homework, that's the professor in me, and get some tools to help you live the life you deserve. It's time to quiet the noise and walk in the fullness of who God created you to be. It's time to stop hiding and start thriving. Together, we'll uncover your potential and ignite your journey to a fulfilling life, a life of freedom. What up, y'all? This is part 2 of my birthday episode. So take a listen. You are valuable today. You are worthy today. Do you look back at a mistake you made years ago? Not excusing the mistake, not saying that there should not have been some consequences to the mistake, but do you look back to the mistake and that is your identity? Be careful of doing that. Be careful of replaying the tape. Be careful of looking back and, as a friend of mine said, making your trauma the mantle. Be careful of looking back and you making this hard thing you went through define you and as if your life stopped. In some ways, it might have. Let me not get it twisted. In some ways, your life might have stopped with that particular trauma, but it didn't end. It didn't end. So do you look back too much? Do you look back too much? Isaiah 43:18 says, "Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing." Are you allowing God to do a new thing in your life? Are there former things that you do need to forget? Are there former things that you do need to release? Isaiah 43 represents faith and openness to the unknown, trusting that God is doing something new, trusting that God is doing something new. Listen, looking back, like Lot's wife has done, like I have done, can cost you your future while embracing the new thing. Come on, new thing. While embracing the new thing God is doing, Isaiah 43 leads to life, leads to freedom, leads to flow, leads to praise. As I go in and begin 45, my desire is to release the things that are in the way of me fully receiving and embracing and being who God wants me to be. It's forgetting the former things. It is not looking back. It's remembering that God is with me. It's understanding that He's doing something new, but I can absolutely block the something new. Let me say this. People often will say, what is for you is for you. While there is some truth there, God can force us. He will not force you. The Holy Spirit will not force you. So while what is for you is for you, people have said, you're not going to miss whatever's for you, you're not going to miss it. Yes, you can absolutely miss it. You can absolutely miss it by looking in the past too much, by looking back too much, by allowing fear to paralyze you, by allowing cowardiceness, by allowing being a coward to prevent you from moving forward. So absolutely, can you miss what is supposed to be for you? Absolutely. I know people specifically in the relationship realm who have said, God told me that he was my husband. God told him, and he told me. God told him that I was his wife. God confirmed it in both of them. But because he never thought he was good enough, he never thought, I got to make more money. I have to do this. And he kept wanting to do more and more and more, even though God said she's it. Even though God said move, he didn't. And she left. And she told me that. She said, friend, God's not going to force our obedience. And he chose not to be. I recently listened to a guy who said, I was with a person that I was supposed to have been with, but I got in the way. I missed it. And I know people say, well, it'll come back around. If it's meant for you, it'll come back around. that statement makes it seem like we have no responsibility, and we have responsibility. We have responsibility to be open. We have responsibility to be obedient. We have responsibility to allow God to move in us because it could come back around again. And because of willpower, we could miss it again. So I know for me, there's a possibility that me holding on to certain parts of the past and how I'm supposed to do business and how I'm supposed to rest and how I'm supposed to do life with people and how I'm supposed to communicate. There's a chance that because I was holding on to that a little too much, because I was looking in the past too much, I might have missed opportunities. I might have missed the new things God was doing. Oh, but today the eyes are open. I am still releasing because what I don't want to do, I don't want to be the reason. I don't want to be the reason that I am not living the life that God has for me. I don't want to be the hurdle that gets in the way. Pride, ego, looking back, my desire to be in control, all of those things. So I desire to look forward, to not dwell in the past, to know that God is doing a new thing. The first destination of my sabbatical in 2024 was Aruba. I arrived, I had an Airbnb. The owner picked me up from the airport with his son. It was lovely and wonderful. I get to my room and I wake up at 4 in the morning. And I'm like, what is this? And God is convicting me. He is saying, why are you traveling in the way that you traveled in 2018 and 2019? You were not that person. You financially are in a different place. Why are you still traveling that way? And this is not about God telling me go spend all my money. But God was like, why are you still traveling like you are Kristen from 4 or 5 years ago when you are in a different place? I didn't even realize it because I was in autopilot. Okay, I'm going on a trip. Let me book it like this. Boom, here's what I did. I looked for an Airbnb like this. Bow, bow, forgetting my finances were different then. I had access to more. When I traveled in 2017, 18, 19, I had to travel the way I did and select Airbnbs at the certain price point it was because my money was more limited than it is today. God is like, why were you holding on to how you traveled? So I woke up that morning, I canceled my current Airbnb and I booked another one. God was like, you don't have to do that. This trip doesn't even have to look like how you traveled in the past. You're in a different place. When you traveled in the past, it was to travel and discover new things. This is a sabbatical. So you can rest, cognitive rest, emotional rest, physical rest. This trip doesn't have to look like that, but I was looking in the past. I wasn't saying, God showed me how to book this trip in the way that honors where I am and where I'm going. So, questions for you. Where in your life might you be looking back with fear, regret, or attachment? Where in your life might you be looking back and are you holding on to that? What would it look like if you released and you were open to what God has for you? Is there a new thing God is doing that you're being invited into? What's the new thing? Health, business, travel, relationships, communication, self care. What's the new thing that God is inviting you into? And you know that He is, but you have hesitation because you keep looking back. What would it look like to trust God completely as you're looking and being open to the new thing, being open to what He has next? I know for me, I'm open and available. I am open and available to all of the goodness that God has for me. I am open and available for all the goodness that God has for me. I no longer dwell on what was or could have been. I make room for what is becoming because God is doing something new in me, and I open my heart fully to receive it. So I don't know about y'all, but as I walk this thing out into my next year, I just want to have rear view mirror moments and look forward to what God has. And looking forward may mean I can't hold against myself or this situation what I once did. If I'm saying that I'm going to look forward, doesn't mean I don't forget. But if I'm saying, okay, what does this new look like? And am I trusting God with the new? I am, and I'm ready. I can't change the past. We can learn from it, but we can also be paralyzed by it. We can look too far back. We could have so many regrets. I was supposed to be here by now. I was supposed to be this by now. That's looking back. That's looking back. All those by nows, they're preventing you from accepting the right now. All those, I was supposed to be at this place by now. You are not receiving the right now. What right now are you not receiving? Because you keep saying, I should have been here by now. I regret this thing. Look what that person did. I should have done. Y'all, we cannot change the past. We can learn from it. We can give the past grace. We can ask God to show us what I didn't see then. We can ask God to help us to release the past and embrace where we're going. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing as I'm celebrating. So in addition to y'all embracing your future, I invite you to celebrate with me, okay? Celebrate with me as well. Join me. Celebrate with me as I am moving into more obedience, release, and surrender. So the affirmations for this week is I am open and available to all the goodness that God has for me. I no longer dwell on what was or could have been. I make room for what is becoming because God is doing something new in me. And I open my heart fully to receiving it all. Come on, it all. Somebody say it all. And I know somebody just said it all. Join me moving forward and trusting that God is doing a new thing. Thank you so much for listening to the Dr. G Speaks podcast. And if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends and family. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Deuces.